Won't you listen to reason? Will you open your eyes?
Gavin in Annapolis, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Oh, not much.
I'm
doing the show.
Dave, is it?
Yeah. David Smalley, yes.
Yeah, pardon my ignorance about the show and everything. I just kind of started finding clips on YouTube and such, and I watched you a lot. I think you're a great public speaker, and you explain things really well. But what I wanted to ask you, like most of all, is why do you do it?
Sure. There's a lot of reasons why. I can tell you why the atheist community of Austin started the show, but I'd just rather give you my reasons for doing it. I actually care both about the subjects we're talking about and what the truth may be, but also I care what people believe. I'd rather live in a world where most people, or all people actually, believe things for good reasons, and that their beliefs are as in line with reality as possible. And I find that I'm not actually living in that reality, so I'm going to do something to try and change that.
Oh, right on. I mean, it sounds great. So I mean, then you are okay. So you are okay with, like, if somebody believes in God or different religions or whatever it may be for good reason, then you're all for it?
Yeah, I just haven't met anybody who had a good reason.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I want to ask you next. Is like, I'm not trying to bait you or anything like I don't know, Mr. Stims guy or whatever he was doing. But do you ever feel there's going to come a day where like somebody's going to call you up and be like, dude, Y plus X equals God, boom?
That happens.
I've had that call.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit actually.
As a matter of fact, last week.
I'm a Christian, and I've never seen it happen. I'm like, I just feel like it's never. I feel like science, when it comes to science and logic and all that stuff, and then the spirituality and the faith in God and stuff, I just feel like it's never gonna meet up. It's just never gonna happen. And God forbid, man, I don't care if you're an atheist and you bash God every day. I want it to the bottom of my soul, sincerely. When you die, I want you to be right there with me. I want all these people. I really do. I'm not trying to sound like corny about it or anything, but
no. Okay. Just in case you're not aware, I was a fundamentalist Christian for more than 25 years and was going to be a minister. I understand what you're saying.
I want it for everybody, and I think these people that call in, like this Kirk Cameron and all these other people, for them to have the audacity to walk up in somebody's face and tell them you're going to hell, like. And like I saw a clip from one of your hosts, and he goes, "Do you really want that for me? Is that honestly what you want?" And it's disgusting. If you call yourself a Christian and you really want somebody to burn and suffer like that, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I agree, but on the other hand, when I was a Christian at least, my telling somebody that they were bound for hell wasn't a threat, and it wasn't anything I desired. It was the first step towards correcting that problem. It was, hey, this is. I believe that you're bound for hell, and I believe that we may be able to help you fix that.
Yeah, I get it. They're so mean about it, man. Like to be Christians now, they really disgust me. I was raised in a home where my parents always told me, like, you don't judge anybody until you get to know them. Like I could sit there and be honest and say, like, if you're ever through Indiana, come by my place. I don't want to attack what you believe. I got friends that are atheists. We can have beers. I'll try to make you laugh.
Yeah.
I'll feed you. I don't get it. I just don't understand how. So back to what you said, like that. Why you do it? All right, I get it. I understand. I just feel like you're so good at what you do in debating and explaining things, and your knowledge on subjects. I just feel like it's just a dead conversation, and I'm not trying to insult, like I said, what you do. I just feel like you could push that energy in another direction and do something really great. Like
I think I am doing
what
something.
You're doing now isn't great, You give atheists a home and to converse amongst each other. And
here's the thing, and I don't mean to, I won't drag you anywhere that you're not comfortable going, because I know you didn't come in to necessarily defend your beliefs. But you mentioned before you're a Christian.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind saying why?
I was raised in it, and I feel like, I want to see my friends again.
Okay.
When I die, I want to see my relatives.
But
I want to believe in it wholeheartedly.
Sure.
I feel like the emotion of love is something that transcends humanity.
Okay.
Things like that.
So, would you agree that wanting something to be true has no impact on whether it's actually true?
Yes, I do agree with you. I can't say Matt, I found I found this in the backyard, and I'm like, boom, God, yeah, that's it. It's been a struggle. I'm 29 years old, man, and people think that when you become a Christian, like some of these born-again Christians, when they find out later in life, they act like they flip a switch and like, boom, Phil, everything's good. Yeah, I'm just gonna put on the smile.
So let me ask you. I mean, you seem to be a great guy. I'm sure we could hang out. I don't know what all your specific positions are on any number of things, but what is your Christianity? How does your Christianity impact your daily life and your decision making? I mean, for example, are you wow, I don't want to get into necessarily all your political positions, but to what extent do you think Christianity impacts your decision-making ability, like who you vote for and things like that?
I try never to judge anybody without truly getting to know them. But at the same time, I'm a hypocrite and I contradict myself all the time because I'll sit there and I have predetermined notions about people based on race, beliefs, and other things, but I try not to because I know it's not the right thing to do because I really don't know them as a person. So I try to, like my parents told me, Jesus taught unconditional love. If that guy, even
Actually,
if that guy spits on you and he takes your money and he steals from you, guess what? You're still supposed to love him.
Yeah,
and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm all for that.
I think your parents might have taught you wrong, because I don't recall Jesus teaching unconditional love.
No, he didn't.
See, that's why. Well, there again, I'm ignorant to the actual.
And just to point out, John 7:24 actually tells you to pass judgment on other people. So the people that are doing that are Christians are actually being biblically accurate.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm grateful to all of the liberal moderate Christians who aren't going to follow the Bible and who are going to give people a fair shake. And I mean, from my perspective, in just the couple of minutes that we've been talking to you, you seem to be just about like anybody else, and you're non-judgmental and you're not looking for conflict, and you just have your beliefs perhaps because they make you feel good, I guess is about the best you can come up with. The only big difference right now between the two of us is that I'm not willing to believe something just because it might make me feel good. As a matter of fact, the things that people believe because it makes them feel good, it doesn't make me feel good at all. I actually care whether or not my beliefs are true and how closely they map to reality, because I think it's important. I think if there was a God, and there was this threat of hell, that would be a really important thing that we might ought to spend some time figuring out, and not just go on the, it makes me feel better. Because how do you know, for example, that you're not avoiding the wrong hell? I mean,
no, I agree with you completely. Like, yeah, how do you know? Because like, when you're raised in something, like if people are like, how can these Muslims blow themselves up? And I'm like, dude, but you don't get it. I'm like, what if from the very day you were born, this was indoctrinated in you? Like, this is what you're about. You're raised in. It's grinded in your very core. You're going to tell me that you're just going to, oh yeah, you know what? They were wrong. I mean, come on.
Well, if that's where the evidence points, why wouldn't anybody make that decision? If they actually examined their beliefs and found that they weren't supported by evidence, why wouldn't somebody say, oh, I can't believe that anymore? I mean, it's not even a choice. Once I got to the point where I realized that the evidence did not support what I believed, I simply couldn't believe it anymore, no matter how hard I tried.
Not with integrity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just dishonest.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I understand. I understand what you say, and I know. I mean, because we could get into like the different reasons, like because I do have a lot of them. Well, I honestly do. I'm not supporting myself well. To be honest, I'm a little nervous.
Call back some other time, because we've only got a couple minutes left on the show anyway. So call back some other time if you want to talk about it.
All right, definitely. Hey, thanks for the opportunity and thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I wish you guys the best, man.
Thanks. You too.
Later.
Gavin will be an atheist in 12 months.
Well,
he's going to go read it. He's going to go read it at some point.
He's got to care first. That's the biggest thing. You have to actually care. You can't just be, I'm comfortable with what I believe, even if I don't. And I know I don't have any good reason for it, but I'm comfortable with what I believe, and I don't really care if I have a good reason. There's a guy who's called in a couple times who won't be getting back on, for all of those of you who freaked out over letting him talk for a long time the other day, who's basically called in twice to say, hey, look, I believe this because it makes me feel good. What's wrong with that? And I've tried to point it out, and we got
because you vote.
in part.
And that scares us.